What is going on, Hallowmaniacs? We are back with another antique adventure out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Antiques on Pierce. This is a multi-level antique shop, as well as some really cool oddities that you've maybe never seen before. So we're going to take you into the heart of this shop and let's see what we can find out.
All right, guys, so welcome to Antiques on Pierce. This was my second time, I believe, coming into the store, and I never even made it all the way to the top because it is humongous. There are 4 different floors with all sorts of antiques and oddities, and I mean, I'm talking casual antiques, and they have definitely very intricate pieces, and I had to show this. This is not Halloween, but it just shows just the high level and just high quality antiques. I mean, this was huge, this piece, and just the amount of detail that went into it. Isn't that cool?
I can't help but wonder if this is one of Milwaukee, Wisconsin's best kept secrets in terms of antique shops, because we've been quite a few times and I know I haven't been yet, but this is a really cool looking place.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of antiques. So like I said too, and it's not really casual, but I would say, there's fine antiques and then there's ones that you can come in. Like, look, I found some great Halloween items right here, just right off the bat. And I love that witch decor right there. And there was just so many. I love this booth because I kind of got taken into it and just going through it and seeing so many great things. And did you spot that little vintage pumpkin?
I actually did, and I noticed the black strap, and you always know they're older when you've got that vintage black strap on them.
Yep, those are classic signs of a 1960s vintage pumpkin right there.
You've been training me well. I'm picking up on these things.
Yeah, well, and you train me too. We're good teamwork, right?
That's right.
But they had a lot of great here. I saw some leaf bags over there. I mean, vintage items, older items, new items. And look at that little pumpkin face right there.
I know I've seen that pumpkin Beanie Baby in your collection a couple times, so I know he's hanging around.
Oh, yes. I probably even have more than one. Such a classic.
Nothing wrong with duplicates, right?
I loved Beanie Babies, but check out these cool little treat bags. Here I found kind of a pack. There was ones that were already opened, and then you could actually have the ones already in the new or actually never been opened. The actual treat bag, the plastic covering for $9.
I feel like we almost need a really cool display case or something. I do sports card stuff. I almost wonder if we need a case like that to display the treat bags in. I think that'd be an awesome presentation.
Joe, don't tempt me. There will be Halloween everywhere.
That is not a problem. That is not a problem.
It's already in our curio cabinets and it stays up there. So, love it. But love these little ceramic pumpkins. And now this was kind of just going back. I was moseying my way up and just look at the fine. It's a lot of art. There was just all kinds of woodwork and different types of furniture. So there was all kinds of antiques. So if you love antiques and you love antique furniture, fine antiques, art, things like that, sculptures, there's all kinds of different, even cultural pieces. So this really is a great place.
I love the oddities component of this too, because it's not just antiques. It's some of those things that are maybe a little bit more peculiar or rare. And I think it's a kind of a neat mix to throw into it.
It is. And you sometimes feel like, okay, maybe I'm not going to buy that there, but how cool is it to see that? And look at these little noisemakers, these little clickers. They're vintage right here. And I saw these in a vendor's booth and Don
Featherstone, there he is.
Love this. Is one of my favorite blow molds. And Joe actually acquired this one at a garage sale this year.
I did. I think I paid $40 for it, but I knew it was a Don Featherstone. I know they're not always easy to come by, and we came up with a good deal.
And look, this little good witch right here. I love that because a lot of this you'll kind of see in the stores here. Look at they put a little hat on her. Gave her a little special
Dress her
character.
up a little bit, yeah. Give a little flair to her getup. Why not?
There are a lot of different blow molds kind of going through here. I saw that one, the Don Featherstone. You're going to see more as a video kind of goes through. But check out these little cute candles right here. So I'm not sure how old they are, but they kind of had a little bit of more, not antique look to it, but you can tell they're a little retro look there. And a cute little jack-o'-lantern face. I love that one in the back.
Good coloring, too.
Yeah.
Good coloring orange.
They were. And then they also had, these are something kind of like a melted popcorn-y type of light-up figures. They kind of remind me of the melted popcorn decorations. And I like this. It was, I think it might
I like
be,
the face on
yeah.
him because it's different. It's not like your standard traditional jack-o'-lantern face. It's a little bit more on the unique side.
And I like how they painted it, and it actually looked like a real pumpkin. Look at that little, I think that's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like
it looked like a candy bucket or something,
yeah.
maybe? Yeah.
And then they had just, here I could kind of see some die cuts. Look at this little Frankenstein old candy little buckets right there and miniature ones. Look at the skeleton one here.
I like that guy.
I did too. And I've kind of gotten an interest of this year trying to maybe the different fun world, the little mini kind of buckets. And look at that one right there. I've kind of started collecting those.
And I feel like the interests just keep on expanding as we get deeper into the rabbit hole of all things vintage Halloween.
Yeah, you find things you're like, oh, I've never seen that before.
So it makes the hunt fun, though.
It does. And I think that may have came out right there, that little plastic pumpkin in the 90s. And here, this looked like something that somebody made homemade.
That's pretty cool looking. I like that.
Yeah, and it just caught my eye. And, I think they had it for $21.99 up there. And, that's somebody's own time. And I loved, handmade things because they're unique and you're not going to find them elsewhere. So the hero was kind of a thing of Hallmark cups. And I like the vintage
Black cat with jack-o'-lantern. Pretty classic there.
The classic artwork on it there. Look at that witch. Isn't
I
that really
love that
cool?
witch. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. That caught my eye. And again, this vendor had some different, all kinds of holiday. So it wasn't just Halloween. Looks like they actually took a blow mold and cut it in half. And I kind of presume maybe you would put that if you had a lantern or something that would kind of go over
Fantastic idea. Yeah. That's creative.
I just would be afraid to ruin it.
Of course.
I can't kill a blow mold.
No, absolutely not. Unforgivable.
Right. They had some little vintage kind of cupcake toppers, and here you saw.
I like the top hat on them.
Yeah.
This is a pretty common jack-o'-lantern blow mold that you see, but I like the top hat touch to it.
I love these hand-crocheted Afghans.
I've been finding more of these around the house, so I know there's been more and more that keep getting added to the collection for sure.
Especially, with those fall colors. So that was definitely something that probably took somebody a lot of time to make. And look, this classic. This is one of my favorites, and that was our very first.
It was
blow mold that we got. So
yep, it sure was.
We made
classic.
These, probably around
started the obsession. This guy is to blame right here.
Primarily, they made them anywhere probably the 60s, 70s, and here you kept going up the stairs. You're like, oh, I'm done. Oh, there was a whole nother level of antiques. And these kind of have such goofy these little boo pumpkins.
Yeah, this place looks really huge, actually. There's quite a bit of space. And it's what I like about it. It looks like it's very organized. It's very easy to walk in and out of the booths. Nothing's more off-putting when you go to an antique shop and there's clutter everywhere and you can't even navigate. I hate that.
I can get where I feel like I have claustrophobia.
Yes, no claustrophobia. That's a bad thing for buyers and customers.
Well, and especially when you're in an antique shop and I'm paranoid. I don't want to knock something over.
You break it, you buy it.
Exactly. Love this. This is when McDonald's actually had boo buckets that I feel like were worth it.
I think those are 80s or 90s. Is that kind of some of the first ones?
Yeah, and they kind of came out in the 80s and they had them in the 90s. I definitely had the ones with the little green stem, the pumpkin one I remember as a kid. And
boo buckets are coming back this year, aren't they?
I think they might be maybe the week or maybe the week prior to Halloween. So there's going to be different ones.
If anybody out there's on the hunt for them and snags a few, let us know. And if you're pleased with them too,
I'm always curious because the ones that they had the last year,
not so much. Yeah.
Not my favorite. But look at this.
Oh my gosh. I love Zoltar. And we actually added him to our haul this year. No, I'm just kidding. But he is super cool. Seen this guy all the time at roadside attractions or different towns and those different types of attractions that lure you in. Zoltar will tell your fortune. I think he's so cool.
Yeah, when you said that came in our haul, I was like, I know I'm tired, but I don't remember that, Joe.
Surprise!
That might be an early birthday gift for me, right?
UPS will be arriving with him shortly this weekend.
Yeah, but I love that. I mean, those are so cool. They actually had when we went to Glenmore Trails.
Yes.
They had they're skeleton.
Yes.
Remind me of Zoltar.
Kind of an adaptation of Zoltar, but very, very similar.
And check out this. This is really neat. This is a paper mache kind of pumpkin statue. So, and it was for $95, but Look
That
how
guy's
cool this
awesome.
is.
Look at that.
You
And
can
he's
even put
pretty
some,
tall,
yeah,
too. Yeah, you could put some stuff in his head there.
a little candy jar.
Candy, yeah, that's cool.
And I found this little blow mold kind of hiding underneath the table right here. And,
This is one you see a lot, the jack-o'-lantern with the black cat.
and these are kind of like those Lumineers, little tea lights for candles and things like that. And I love that. Here's another little ceramic pumpkin. Probably could put like trinkets and things like that in there. Maybe at one point had a candle in it, but yeah, the coloring was really good on it. And then this was an adorable candle. So it had
good condition too.
It's
yeah,
very good condition because I think it was a little bit older. You can definitely tell in the face there. And if you are a super fan of vintage Halloween, check out this one right here.
That guy looks familiar.
I love this one. It's probably made in the 70s and not a bad price there for it. But,
awesome coloring too, and I love the jack-o'-lantern face on him. Looks pretty sweet.
and I like how he's kind of sitting in the chair just casually, and
he's lounging.
Yeah. Here is a classic one, a Bayshore 1960s blow mold, one of my favorites too. And then I saw this one up here. Just look how they put the hats on. I thought that was adorable.
It adds character.
It does. It adds a lot of character. And then right next to Barrel Man, if you are a Milwaukee Brewers fan, their mascot, I saw this kind of different kind of looking skeleton head right here. So
Barrel Man rocks, and so does Bernie the Brewer.
That's right. That is our second favorite baseball
team. It absolutely is, behind the Detroit Tigers.
But look at the little kitty cat right there. And here I saw a nice table runner. And again, I think that was $18.99 perhaps, but not a bad price for that. And I love it because it does remind me of Binks. So
she would appreciate it.
She would. And then a little Halloween garland up there. But here is a classic for those that like to collect Pez. That's kind of one of my favorite ones, is that classic witch face right there, along with the skeleton one too. I like that one. Here's just some more. Oh God, that creepy little baby doll face. But
I love this guy, the choir boy. I think they call him the choir boy. Kind of like his mouth's open and his cheeks are popping out on this paper mache type of model. I believe that's what they call it, but I love that model.
It is. And I like this too because it's not a real paper mache like from the 40s.
Yeah, it's a reproduction.
40s. It's a reproduction, and you can always tell too when you lift up one of those, a classic or like one from like the 30s, 40s, will have like this indentation on the bottom.
It's like a swirl on the bottom.
Yeah, like where they did the molding.
Yes.
But what is with all the little baby doll parts? You see those legs and arms and feet? I mean, it is creepy. That does go with Halloween.
Baby doll appendages should not be laying left and right.
That is very true. And here's a little bit more of those little clickers right there. And look at that ghost right there behind him. Those are adorable. I like that one with the witches with the fortune.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I've seen some of those online. I've seen some of those in some of the vintage Halloween decoration books that we have, but I don't come across that too much in person. So that's a cool piece.
No, and it is one that they have actually remade too. So they brought back, and again, reproductions. And right. That's always great because, you know, they're rare and hard to come by. So if you can, it's always cheaper sometimes too. If you want to have that classic vintage look, you can always get the repos. But there was a lot of cool things. Look at that little witch right there with her little glasses and the frog, and so many great die cuts, and, you know, a mixture. Again, a more modern Halloween is with the vintage Halloween. This looked like an older piece right here.
Yes, looks like a devil. I don't know if that's paper mache or what he's made of exactly, but that definitely looks older.
And look at this Rosbro candy container right here.
I've seen that guy. Yeah, he's pretty sweet too.
This one was, I think, a nice one. I can always tell, too, sometimes the ones with the green in it,
yes,
I feel are a little bit more rare.
They are rare, and they really pop, too. It's a really cool display piece, too.
Dracula up there, just kind of hanging out.
1, Two, Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I thought we were going to 3.
Nope, we're good.
All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for this video here.
And we really hope you guys have enjoyed tuning in to our 31 days of Halloween. We've had an absolute blast creating some of these really cool Halloween memories. And we hope you guys will continue to tune in, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as a reminder, we are going to do our first live stream on the 30th of October. So if you have questions for your Hallowmaniacs, please send them in to hallowmaniacs@gmail.com. We would love to answer some of those questions, make this a truly interactive session. There's going to be some tricks and treats along the way, possibly a giveaway, spoiler alert. So make sure you guys tune in, join us on the 30th of October to learn a little bit more about your Hallowmaniacs. Guys, we really appreciate everything you guys do, tuning in, supporting the channel. Love our Hallowmaniacs. And remember, guys, to always stay spooky.
Trick or treat.